All right, I represent Team Lindy Lou. Typically, my wife gets up here and makes these speeches every year. And I had written a speech out, and I'm just going to talk from the heart. I walked out in the garage this morning, let my dogs out, and I see we have a banner on our wall that says "Walk for Jacques." And that was our first year for this brain tumor walk. We walked for Jacques. My wife still don't know the answer to this, but she named all of her tumors after Frenchmen. Not quite sure why. But I had no idea that Walk for Jacques was going to become more special to me than I even imagined. My wife lost her battle with her GBM this year. February 6th of this year, she passed away. 2 days after the funeral, I don't know why, but I decided to go on a random pilgrimage through Spain. Knew very little about this walk other than I did it. I watched a movie about it 3 years ago. I literally knew nothing about it other than it was in Spain. I booked a flight, went to Barcelona, took a train to Pamplona, and I started walking. Had no idea how cold it was going to be and that it was the off season for this walk. That's what you get for not being prepared. Proceeded to walk for about 21 days, about 225 miles to the end. Found out 2 days before the end that you get a certificate for this walk. I walked into the Catholic Church. It's actually a pilgrimage, a 2,000-year-old pilgrimage they've been doing to St. James's grave. And this German girl says, "You're going to get your certificate." And so I walked in. I said, "Okay, I'm here for my certificate." And they said, "Well, which way did you walk?" I said, "I don't know." I handed my pilgrim passport. They said, "Oh, Camino Saint Jacques." I said, "Huh?" She goes, "You walked Jacques' way." And I literally fell down, I sat back down in a chair and just started bawling. And what reminded me of this, not only was the banner this morning that hangs in our garage, was there was a girl that I walked with that I have not spoke with. The last day I walked with her, I pretty much walked alone because it was the off season. There was nobody there but this crazy texting. She had sent me a picture yesterday morning on Facebook, a picture of the book that I signed for the reason I walked the Camino, and it says I walked in honor of my deceased wife. And so I thought I would share that story with you guys. Team Lindy Lou joined the Brain Tumor Walk in 2009 with only 6 weeks to fundraise. She just got diagnosed with a brain tumor, a GBM. She was the number one fundraiser that year with $20,000. We still have pretty much the core team that started with her. She was an incredible captain. I was lucky enough to try to be a captain of the team this year. She has raised a little over $130,000 since 2009. And more important to her, because she was very competitive, in one form or the other, she's been the number one fundraiser since 2009. Including, I believe, this year, we raised $30,600 this year. And I owe it to all of Team Lindy Lou. I want to send a special thanks to Cindy and Don McCord. They were there from the very beginning, from the second Lindy decided to walk and do the brain tumor walk. They were there with their checkbooks open and their hands out going, "What do I do?" She was an amazing person. The Brain Tumor Society is so important. I've advocated twice this year for them in D.C., and I found a bigger reason to advocate. Lindy's father, just a few short weeks ago, passed away of a GBM. Now, what's odd about that is that he is her adopted father at birth. Janet, his wife, is here. Their family's been very generous this year with the walk. It just brings to light the importance that the Brain Tumor Society is doing, because there's not genetics to blame with that. We all believe it's something environmental, but we don't know. And that's what the Brain Tumor Walk is good for. I've seen the money firsthand from these walks go to fund initiatives like doubling the life expectancy of GBM patients in the next 5 years, to how well organized they are in D.C. when you go to do the advocacy. So the money we raise here gets put to work. It doesn't get funneled into some bank account to pay elaborate flights and dinners and things of that nature. It goes to do real work, and the National Brain Tumor Society is leading the path in research, and they're leading the work the way in advocacy. There are very few therapies out there, very few treatments, and when the doctor came in and said, "There's nothing more we can do," I can't tell you how helpless of a feeling that is. because I'm a fighter. My wife was an amazing fighter, amazing person. She fought this with utter courage, sheer grace, and up until the very end. And when you hear a doctor say there's nothing more you can do, there literally was nothing else out there to do. And I hope that those words, there's nothing more we can do, that these walks will eradicate that. If you're a survivor or if you have a brain tumor, I say plan to live. If you're a volunteer or a financial supporter, plan to give. Every moment in life, every moment that you do, everything you do matters with this walk. So I think they beat their goal this year of last year, $225,000, or I don't know what the final was, but it's amazing work. This walk has grown so much since we started, and it's just inspiring to see so many people getting involved. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Michael, very, very much. He does speak from the heart, but he has a great message to share. And there, again, your homework assignment, take that message with you and let your neighbors and friends and wherever you might be, let them know what this is all about. As you well know, we all gather here together as a team in support of this mission, but there are a couple of people that have worked